Hey everybody, Howard here, diving into another Zeppelin classic, the infamous Immigrant song, of course. Probably one of the most menacing tunes ever written. I don't know, it's just got that vibe to it, you know. Anyway, there's not much to the tune. The hardest part is really just that riff, you know, the idea behind this, it's an octave riff, F sharp on the sixth string at the second fret, and then F sharp octave on the D string on the fourth fret, okay? Now, if you listen to the actual recording, you know, he's just kind of whacking away at this thing. You know, you can play it super articulately if you want to. But he's really playing it more like he's bashing away on a chord, you know, just the right hand, the wrist is super loose, and he's just going for it. You know what I mean? He's just really, really going for it. And for me, it's popping that octave note on and off that gives it that tighter sound. But you can play it either way. You can easily just be super articulate if you want to. Or just a little bit more thrashy. So what is going on in the right hand? Sorry about that. So what is going on in the right hand over here? It's... So that's down, down, up, up to grab that last 16th note if you want to look at it that way. And that's going to hold true whether you're playing it super articulately, as I mentioned, or whether you're just smashing it, okay? So the idea, though, is that the picking stays the same. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. And so on and so forth. If you choose to play it super articulately, which is totally fine, of course, you've got that string skip in there, and you're coming back to the top string with an upstroke, so that can be kind of tricky. But if you're doing it thrash style, it might be a little bit easier because you can just, again, get into that. And then he just hits an A chord and an E chord. And this is kind of his ode to Link Ray, I think, you know. It just always reminded me of that, you know. He was a big fan of that record, and he's even got the kind of, you know, the Vibrolux type vibe going on the E chord on the recording. He's probably got more than one guitar involved as usual. But what's important is how you attack that A chord off of the riff, right? So you've got that extra little stroke, downstroke of the pick. Down, down, up, before you go to the A chord. Either way you decide to play it in the right hand, that's what happens. So he just moves in reverse through the chords. First it's A to E, then it's E to A. Okay, so that more or less takes care of that a little bit, that section. That's probably the hardest part of the song to play, right? So for the next section, we move back to the A chord, and then we're going to play a B bar chord, and then a C, okay? And the strumming I'm using on that, he's just, again, just kind of thrashing away on it. Okay, so I'm doing this down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, like a galloping type of rhythm. And then, of course, back to the riff. And on it goes. Okay, so the sort of outro of the song is where he throws in the odd chord. There's been a lot of debate about this chord, but to my ears, it's a solid C9 chord. But you know, in Jimmy's style, the way he plays, there's a little bit of looseness in there, you know, and so sometimes I think the higher notes in the chord seem to come out a little bit clearer than the low ones in the chord. But you know, John Paul Jones is definitely hitting a C note as a root to the chord. Right? So a C9 chord is the 3rd fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the D string, 3rd fret on the G string, 3rd fret on the B string, and then you do hear that high G in there. So Jimmy's, you know, obviously barring at the bottom to catch that. Now, whether he's playing the whole chord or not, you can't really tell from the recording, but it certainly sounds nice if you do hit it. You know, he could just be hitting for all we know, right? But it sounds good when you play the whole chord and you put it all together. So there you go. I hope the tab made everything a little bit clearer. And once again, thanks for watching the channel. I really do appreciate your support. It makes it possible for me to do more and more videos, which I love doing for you guys, okay? So, peace.